Welcome to Madagascar.
Ready, set, go!
Way back on the N64, I remember playing Cruis'n USA and loving everything about it. I also played Cruis'n World and enjoyed that too. Never played Cruis'n Exotica, though it's on my list. But here, we have the return of the series in both the arcade and home with Cruis'n Blast, developed and published by Raw Thrills. Today, we're looking at the Nintendo Switch version. Let's get into it. Cruis'n Blast is an arcade racer from 2017 that was ported to the Switch in 2021. You can play as many different unlockable cars with customization items such as neon lights, souped-up engines, and other color options. You can unlock more vehicles by getting gold in circuits or finding keys in each map. Some are hidden, and they're worth finding and collecting since some of the unlockable cars aren't even cars at all. You got a UFO, a helicopter, a unicorn, a fire truck, a tank, hell, even a dinosaur. I friggin' love dinosaurs. Ever since I was a child. On my last day of preschool, the teacher asked us what we wanted to be when we grew up. I said I wanted to be a T-Rex. My teacher told me that wasn't possible, and the parents attending got really mad at her for saying that. Well, nerds to her because I did, in fact, become a T-Rex. In Super Mario Odyssey. Now in Cruis'n Blast, even though I can't be a T-Rex, at least I can be a Triceratops. It's crazy to see a dinosaur doing flips like it's a diver at the Olympics or something.
Oh, and that should be good enough.
The levels are bright and colorful with some really neat locales. You have London, Madagascar, Singapore, Rio de Janeiro, and a prehistoric jungle, just to name a few. There are some beautiful looking maps too, pure eye candy. Some tracks have fun gimmicks like an alien invasion, helicopters chasing after you, police in hot pursuit, or a Ferris wheel that breaks off its stand and rolls through the city. The gameplay, in essence, is like any other racer. You're trying to win a bronze, silver, or gold medal. For placing in the top 3, you obtain more experience points that unlocks more customizable stuff for the car you're racing with. This includes things to pimp out your dinosaur, or any other ride for that matter. If only there were more options for customizing your car's cosmetic details. It's one way or the other, like you're turning on a switch. Do you want neon in a color you don't get to choose? Yes or no? They still look cool though, and it's not like the other games had customizable rides anyway. One way Cruis'n Blast differs from most other racing games is you don't run laps. Each track is a long line you must race until you get to the end. You get 3 boosts per race and must use them in strategic places to get ahead.
Third place.
If you wish to win, you must hit every boost pad possible and drift as often as you can as well, especially in more difficult game modes. The biggest way the game differs from conventional racing games, and a big issue I have with Cruis'n Blast, is it uses rubber banding. For those who don't know, rubber banding is a gameplay mechanic some racing games use to balance out difficulty. This phenomenon is when AI characters falling behind may get a boost in the game while those ahead may be hindered. Mario Kart does this very well. They have one rival on the track who will rubber band to you, with the severity depending on how good of a player you are, which the game can tell by how well you drive. Bad drivers get a less aggressive rival and better items, while good drivers have a more competitive rival and items to help them hold the lead. This creates opportunities for both bad and good drivers, so the playing field is evened out to an extent. In Cruis'n Blast, the more you advance in a race, the more drivers will swarm you and get more aggressive. If you sideswipe a vehicle, you can take them out burnout style, but most cars will just slow you down instead. If you get ahead, the cars slam into your back bumper. Even if you use boost that should have left them in the dust, they're always breathing down your neck. It makes the gameplay feel the same each and every race, with the only difference being your boost. You get 3 in a race, though you can pay for more before you start each race. Hitting the boosts allow you to fly past racers without rubber banding being an issue. Every single outcome feels predetermined and cheap because of it.
First place.
Like here, did I win, or did the game let me win? Do I need to purchase more turbos in order to win on the next track? This leads me to getting tired of playing the game rather quickly compared to most other games, once I unlock all the sweet vehicles, of course. If you play the main circuit mode, there are 4 races per circuit. For some reason, the third race is much shorter than the others, providing you less time to get to the front of the pack, which can be an issue. In races 1, 2, and 4, the normal sized tracks, it takes most of the race to work your way up to first or second place. You have to get lucky in these races and use your boosts at the most opportune times, like if you see 3 racers together, boost past them to move up in the rankings faster. In most tracks, I feel I will get to the front eventually. If you're like me, you'll forget the third track is shorter and finish in 4th place or worse. That will ruin your chances of winning the entire circuit, which means you must replay that circuit all over again. In essence, that's the entire gameplay loop. Go as fast as you can, boost past groups of cars on the track, and hope the game's AI allows you to win. To be frank, I was very disappointed playing this one. I had to search for this game all over when it was first released. Finally had to order it through GameStop. Once I realized why every race felt the same, I was pretty much done. The only time I ever pull the game back out nowadays is if I have a new friend over and I'm like, hey, do you want to play a racing game where you drive as a unicorn or a tank? It has the art style to pull people in, but not the gameplay to sustain players' attention for long. The game has an inherent cheapness to it. For example, in the London level, where the Ferris wheel rolls through the city, if you hit the brakes, the Ferris wheel stops moving. Most people won't notice. It's not really a big deal unless you slow down to see the interactive elements of each level are perfectly synced with your speed. If you slow down, so do the objects. When you are traveling fast and you almost get grabbed by an ice monster or perfectly pass through the spokes of a Ferris wheel, it feels exhilarating. That couldn't be done unless it was perfectly timed. I actually like what they did here, just not how they did it. The developers could have hid their trick in a much better way. Cruis'n Blast has style, character, and lots of fun unlockables, but the gameplay is quite flawed. I wish the game gave you a chance to get a good position early on in races, rather than immediately pushing all the cars up to the front for you to catch up to later. If you could look past the game's problems, or just need a simple game for your kids, Cruis'n Blast has entertainment value, but not much beyond unlocking the funny vehicles. You can find Cruis'n Blast in the value game section of stores like Walmart. Considering I probably got 20 or 30 hours of gameplay out of it, $20 is a fair price for how much you get. It has enough flashes to be fun for a while, but once those flashes begin to fade, there's not much reason to come back to it.